Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and we have got some of the Shadowkin champions that are going to be introducing the new faction, that we have some information on them. So I'm going to go through them individually and get them graded for you so you know exactly what is coming to the game in terms of the new faction. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so as you can see here, this is the update 3.40 highlight saying it is nearing release. I'm ready to present you a list of the cool features that will be included, which we already know and we've talked about, but I'll wrap it up here at the end of the video. And you can also expect quality of life, like the champion tags, the whole new faction, which is the main point of doing this video. So I'm going to start right there. We're just going to go through these champions. I have not seen this yet, so I'm going to be reacting live and giving you my initial impression of this. Okay. So we've got Genzin, a Spirit Legendary Attack Champion, A1. I like how I can see the books. That's a good thing. So we've got an A1 that is a triple hitter with turn meter fill. Okay. And then we've got an AoE defense break that also turn meter fills. We can book it to a 3-turn cooldown. Reliable AoE. Okay. So an ability to kind of... The only thing that stinks is I can't see the base stats, because sometimes when they have turn meter fill champions like this, the base speed will be really low. It'll be like 89 or something, because they're trying to counteract the fact that they fill their turn meter, so it ends up being a little bit of a washed effect. So if this guy's speed is like 102 or something, that makes a lot of a difference than if it's like 91. So unfortunate that they should put the base stats on there somewhere up towards the affinity and the rarity and all that. But okay, then we've got attack one enemy, ignore unkillable, and shield, and then more turn meter fill the champion's turn meter instead after the attack, which should be pretty common in like the arena if he's hitting hard. Decrease the cooldown, and they're already okay. Steel Party, Fate Avengers, okay. If it gets a kill, okay, and then increase champion speed and resistance if there are fewer champions on this team than the enemies on the enemy team. Interesting. That's a new mechanic to raid I haven't seen before, and it will always work against bosses. So could have pretty good resistance in boss fights. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he's all right. The AoE defense break, the turn meter fill triple hitter, ignoring certain buffs that are common in the arena, and the ability to kind of snowball some turns here. So yeah, I mean, I'd give him a B. I mean, it's hard to know without seeing the base stats and testing them. I'm going to do my best for you, but just know that I may not be 100% accurate in grading this stuff. But we've got 4 plus 5 is 9. A little bit heavy on the books at 13. That's unfortunate, but yeah, like a B. Could be all right. And then Yoshi the Drunkard. Now, I've done a video on this guy already, and he's going to be the event coming up in a couple days in game to go after acquiring this guy. I think it's going to be a fragment summon. So yeah, now I rated him as like a B minus, and then I had on stream I had the community rate him, and they rated him a B minus. So that seems to be the general sentiment is somewhere in that C plus to B minus range. I always recommend going for events if you can. Don't break the bank to do it, but definitely acquire legendaries when it's realistic for you to do so is my general sentiment. But yeah, that's the grade on Yoshi, and his event will be starting here in a couple days. Then we've got Jintoro. Attack one enemy, grant an extra turn if it gets a kill, kind of similar to like a Relic Keeper or a Septimus or something. Okay, and then attack one enemy, steal 100% of the target's turn meter. Okay, and it steals it, not just takes, or not just lowers it. Decrease the cooldown of Oni's rage if the target is immune to turn meter reduction. Oh, that's kind of cool. We can get that to a 3-turn cooldown. That'll be insane on the Fire Knight. So I wish the A1 was a triple hitter. Gosh, missed opportunity there. Like I would have lowered the multiplier and made it a triple hitter or something. Then we've got attack one enemy. Ooh, big version of defense break and weaken. We'll attack 5 times instead of 1 on every 4th use of the skill against the same target in 1 round. Okay. We can get that to a 3-turn cooldown with the turn meter effect. All turn meter effects are increased by 50% when used on this champion. Okay. And so that means like if you boost his turn meter, it gets to be 50% more than normal. Okay. And then ally attack in all battles by 29%. Yeah, I mean, could be fun in the Fire Knight for sure to keep that shield down. And certain areas of the game for being a turn meter manipulator while also attacking a bunch and doing the defense down and the weaken on a 3-turn cooldown. So Yeah, again, like a B. I mean, I could see some fun things and some fun team compositions based around this guy. And then Sashi. Ooh, we've got an AoE A1. That's good. Ooh, and it lowers accuracy. So basically, permanent team-wide resistance because you're lowering enemies' accuracy. A candidate for a stun set that'll also make your team a lot more resistant. That's kind of a cool A1. I like that. Attack one enemy. We can buff that to 100% chance. Lots of books, though, of placing decreased crit rate and a leech for 2 turns. We can get that to a 2-turn cooldown, though. Okay. Place 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, then attack 1 enemy. Fill the turn meter of all allies if this attack is critical. So we're going to need crit rate on Sachi. Okay. Revive random ally whenever this champion kills an enemy. 50% chance of placing a fear debuff on all enemies whenever an ally is revived. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff is kind of niche and situational. But yeah, I mean, B minus. The A1 I like. The other stuff seems a little bit super situational, but I like the A1 a lot. Oboro. So this is a void epic. Okay, so that's the legendaries right there. Okay. So there's 4 legendaries launching, kind of similar to dwarves with the faction release. I don't see anything like initially that's like S tier or something like a Siffy or a Krisk or nothing like that. But they all look like they could kind of have a niche and role in the game and in the right team. But yeah, let's go through the rest of them here. We've got Oboro and Epic Void. All right, so attack 1 enemy. Decrease defense. Will attack all enemies instead if the target is under 4 or more debuffs. Could be hard to get utility out of, but it's an A1 defense break for an epic. Not bad. Will attack 1 enemy's second hit, 75 transferring all debuffs from the, that's hard to get consistent value out of. The first of stealing all buffs from the target when attacking under a veil or a perfect. Okay, lots of qualifiers, but it could be an impactful ability. Increase crit rate and increase crit damage on this champion for 2 turns and attack place perfect veil on this champion. Okay, so at least we've got some self-veiling on a 3-turn cooldown. That makes the A2 a little bit better there. Place a revive on death in this champion for 3 turns whenever they... Okay, that's cool. So we got some self-revive. It is 3 turns, which is a lot more reliable. So, alrighty, and then ally attack in dungeons by 33%. So, okay, in terms of an epic, yeah, again, B minus. We've got some potential here to have some self-sustain and self-buffing while defense breaking. So no CC or anything or speed or turn meter stuff, but all right, yeah, an all right epic. Taraji the Frog, HP champion, attack 1 enemy, 30% chance of placing A1 attack break. Okay, and then we've got AOE 3-turn cooldown, AOE provoke. And a pretty decent... Oh, there's no buff chance on here for each debuff on the enemy team. Still, though, AoE provoke, that's not bad. That's pretty good for an epic champion to have. And then place shield equal to 15% of the champion's ally protection on all allies except... we've got 3-turn cooldown. Okay, so shielding used to be a very rare role in the game, but they've been introducing champions that do shield, so that's good. That's good for an epic. Heals this champion 25% max and 30% reflect damage for 3 turns is good. Heal increases for each poison debuff on the enemy team. That's cool. All right. And one attack, 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And resist in all battles by 40. Yeah, that I would say this is like a B+. Pretty... The AoE provoke and the shielding. In terms of an epic, I mean, you got to remember you can't grade epics as harsh as legendaries. But yeah, B+, I'd say. Pretty fair for him. Chinoru. Oh, this one's a lot shorter here, a lot simpler. Attack 1 enemy, placing block buffs on an A1 for an epic is pretty good. 3 times at random of placing weaken. Removes all increased defense buffs from all enemies. Then attacks them. Decrease the defense of or the cooldown of lay bare for each one killed. I'd say this one's like a C. Yeah, kind of meh on that one. Then for the rares, we've got a void rare. Attack 1 enemy, 30% chance of placing decreased defense for 2 turns, 30% placing decreased. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's a rare. It's a decent A1 for a rare. One enemy, 75 chance. That's too hard to get value out of consistently. On all allies for 2 ascended, place 50% increased attack buff on allies and removes 1 random debuff. That's a 4-turn cooldown, though. Yeah, this guy, I'm not seeing anything to really take note of. That would be like a C, C minus. Life Taker. 1 enemy 2 times, 30% chance, heal reduction. Magic, so this will be like S tier in the Spirit Keep for accounts that are progressing early game, mid game. 1 enemy 3 times, each. Okay, and maybe some also Fire Knight utility here. We got reflect damage, decreased speed, decreased turn meter, triple hitter, double hitter. Yeah, so pretty good for Fire Knight and the Spirit Keep for developing accounts. In third place. Yeah, okay. On a 3-turn cooldown, okay. Veil on the champion and a reflect damage. Yeah, okay. So, okay. I'd give it a B minus. Doesn't seem like really good, but at least has roles in the game for developing accounts. Blood Mask. 1 enemy, decreasing turn meter by 20. Okay. 1 enemy placing the small version of decreased speed, and it's only a single hitter, and it takes 7 books. Womp womp. I guess womp womp rhymes with foot stomp. So okay, fair enough. But we do have a guaranteed stun, or not? No. Yeah, 95. Okay, so placing a stun on a 3-turn cool. Okay, so at least gets a guaranteed CC effect as long as he has the accuracy to land it. But again, pretty meh. I'd say C, C minus. And then the uncommons and stuff is going to be mostly food, but let's see if there's a hidden gem. I'm going to go through these ones quickly, but let's see if there's a hidden gem, like an armature or something here. Nope. Okay. And poison, 2-turn cooldown. Super early game, like those first initial clan boss compositions on like easy and normal, maybe, but no, I don't see like a hidden gem or anything on those two. And then we've got some of the miscellaneous stuff here at the bottom. Small addition to the game, champion tags. That's a cool feature. I think they did that pretty well. I'm excited for that, to be able to label our champions that we're using multiples of, like our cold hearts and stuff like that. As the name suggests, yeah, okay, we don't need to explain that. We know what that is by now. And then miscellaneous, completing the Doom Tower on either difficulty for the first time will reward special avatars. Additionally, players won't receive Doom Tower related advanced quests before the Doom Tower is available to them. Clan boss reward chests will show all possible rewards on a tap. Moderators will appear in the chat rooms. Okay, so that does it for what's coming and the new champions and stuff. I would say in general, I'm a little bit disappointed. I was hoping we'd get at least something in here that was super like game changing, because we haven't got a new faction for so long. I was hoping at least one of these legendaries would be like on that level of Krisk, Siphi, Valkyrie, something really cool. I just saw a bunch of kind of like, yeah, I mean, they could be good in the right situation, on the right team, and with the right things built around them. But I didn't see anything that really like made me step back like, whoa, this champion's good. So, yeah, generally disappointed, but let me know what you think down in the comments. Did you see a champion that I misgraded or that you think is incredible that I maybe didn't see the value in them? Or maybe somebody that's just trash that I said is a B or something. I really enjoy going through and seeing your sentiments as well compared to mine, and learning from your perspective so that I can talk about that in the future. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the other small stuff going on in game right now, because we've got some things like the Countless Lix that I want to talk about. So before I let you go, we're going to cover some of this daily stuff going on in Raid. All right, and the first thing I want to talk about, because this is really new to Raid, and I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this as well, because we see this a lot in other games, but we've never seen this mechanic in Raid. This is, I've been playing since basically the beginning. We've never had like spend this amount of shards and you're guaranteed to get this specific champion, and you can even see a progress bar fill up. So this is very new, and I actually did host a poll on my channel. Let me show you guys how that is shaking out. So what does this look like right now? So it's shaking out to be 70% negative, and then 30% either neutral or positive about. So yeah, as of the first implementation of this mechanic, it looks like the players are having a general negative sentiment towards this being added to the game. But I would love to hear your thoughts down below on exactly why you think it's a good thing or a bad thing coming to the game. In terms of Countless Lix, I do have a dedicated video on Countless Lix and Astrolon. They are a little bit of a duo that has some tandem abilities together. If you want a quick refresher course on Countless Lix, I will pour her up just really quick here for you. Now she's got an A1, the place is weakened, and then she's got an A2 that attacks all enemies 3 times, which is kind of rare. It doesn't happen a lot in the game. And then she does the big version of decreased speed with that, with also some turn meter stuff going on. And then she's got another AoE that does block cooldown skills with a passive that pairs with Astrolon to remove debuffs, and she can fill her turn meter a little bit every time an ally receives a debuff. So I do think she's a pretty solid champion if you want my quick rundown of her, but I'll try to remember to link that video up there if you want to see the dedicated deep dive into Countless Lix and Astrolon. And before we move on from that topic, I do want to click on this eye because some people may forget to do this in game, so I just want to touch on this really quickly. A couple of caveats here. 150 shards while the guaranteed champion event is active, and you'll get Countless Lix on your last shard. But keep in mind, the 150th summon won't reset your mercy system. So if you pull the 150 shards and don't get a legendary, and then you just get Countless Lix at the end, at least those 150 shards will work towards your ancient shard mercy system. So they got that part right. I'm glad that they included that caveat, because that would stink if it didn't count towards your mercy system at all and you got kind of screwed. So they definitely got that part right, and I'm glad they put that in there. And then if you happen to get Countless Lix before shard 150, it's just going to end the event. You're not going to also get the second one then at shard 150. So a couple things I wanted to make sure and mention before we move on here to the stuff going on in game and grading the offers. For the tournaments, we've got Classic Arena Takedown going on. This is pretty standard. I don't see anything to really make sure and mention here on the Classic Arena, but pay attention to that for the next couple of days. Champion Chase. So the one thing to note on here is if you've been waiting to get some of your fragment champions like I have, I've been waiting on these for a Champion Chase. Now would be the time to go ahead and double dip and some of those on your account to take advantage of the Champion Chase. And then for the events, we've got the Artifact Enhancement. Remember, that's going to be ending tomorrow, so you're going to want to at least get your core hammers. Besides that, nothing super impressive to make sure you go after. And then Champion Training is kind of the same thing. I would at least get to the 1,050, and then you've got some fragments here for Kreela and Iron Brago and stuff if you needed to pay attention to those. But very tough to get that many points on these, so don't feel bad if you skip that one. Let's go over the offers now. So we'll pop into the shop and pull up the sheet. And of course, a special ancient pack going on in honor of the Countless Lix event. So let's fire it up here. 25 ancients, 750k, and 300 gems. Boom, 1.49. So not a good one there in my opinion. This one doesn't look super promising either. Let's go 10 for chicken while I'm down here. 40 brews, 250k, and 250 gems. Slightly better, but still not great in my opinion. Monthly pack is 2.45, and then okay. Unfortunately, no offer worth going after in my opinion, other than if you want to get the monthly pack and pull this during the Countless Lix thing. Not the worst time to buy it. If you're gonna buy the monthly pack anyway, go ahead and scoop it up now, I guess, so that the ancient shards synergize with the Countless Lix if you're going after that. But if you're not, then no reason to rush on that decision. So that does it for this one. Lots to cover and lots of stuff kind of coming that's new here to the raid community. New faction, new champions, a new summoning banner mechanic where you're guaranteed to get a certain champion, the champion tags, and some of the miscellaneous stuff going on. So right now, if you're watching this video right away, I'm gonna head on over to stream if you want to come hang out and discuss some of the stuff going on in raid. And I may go after Countless Lix. I don't know, I don't have her, so we'll kind of see how it goes, and I may pull some shards and do a heat check for Countless Lix here. So that link will be down below in a pinned comment if you want to come hang out. But as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.